Hello, hello, hello. How y'all doing today? Brother John Stewart, on behalf of Lost Sheep Ministries, here to take y'all on another little walk with the Word today. A little rainy out today, and it's getting dark. Kind of a later walk than normal. Apologize, but we still got to get it in. Devil don't stop working, neither do I. But y'all ain't got to worry about me floating away. As you can see, I got my umbrella, so I should be good. So tonight, I'm gonna take you another little lesson in 2 Samuel, because that's where I'm reading at, so that's where I'm still at right now. 2 Samuel. I was reading last night, and it gave me a little thought on this one verse that I read in 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1. I apologize about this weird angle, but I'm trying to keep my phone from getting wet. Got to keep it on the umbrella, and I got limited space. As y'all can see, I'm a pretty big dude. But 2 Samuel chapter 3, verse 1, it says this. It said, "Now there was war between the house of Saul and the house of David. But David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul waxed weaker and weaker." So, ask yourself, why was Saul's house getting weaker while David's house was getting stronger? What was the difference in these two houses? And the difference in those two houses was obedience. That's what it's all about. See, while Saul was out here disobeying God, doing the things that he wanted to do, David was out here obeying God. That's why when people wonder, like, why say David was a man after God's own heart? David was a man after God's own heart because David was obedient in all that he did. Everything David did, he went to God first and asked him, "Hey, should I do this?" And David was a man of war. Before he went to war, he like, hey, Lord, should I go do this thing? See what I'm saying? So Saul was disobedient while David was obedient. So that's why David's house grew stronger as Saul's house crumbled for the most part. I did a lesson a little while ago. If you're interested in it, you go check it on my YouTube page. I don't know if it's still on Facebook because they've been deleting stuff. But I did a lesson. I just finished up like a few weeks ago. It was called Obedience and Blessings, or Disobedience and Curses. Because you got to understand, when you're obedient, that's where your blessings come from. That's how you get the blessing of God, by being obedient. But when you're disobedient, that's where the curses come from. Matter of fact, you look in this chapter, a few chapters before, back in 1 Samuel, when Saul first disobeyed and got the word from Samuel that the king was he gonna lose the kingdom. Samuel told him, he said, disobedience is just as bad as witchcraft. So that's why disobedience brings the curses in your life. That's where the generational curses come from. It comes from stuff that dad did. Because y'all know, whatever you do, your children gonna do twice as much. They're gonna do it even better, so to speak. So you gotta learn how to be obedient, because obedience is the key to the blessings. When you being obedient, Jesus said himself, I think it's over in John chapter 15, he said obedience, he said, if you really love me, then you'll be obedient. He said, if you're really my friend, then you'll be obedient. So you got to understand, that's where your blessings come from, obedience. So if you want to have a strong house, if you want to have a prosperous house, then you're going to have to learn how to be obedient. A lot of people, they always want to throw God's promise in his face like he forgot the promises he made. God, I'm a Christian now, and you said I was going to be this, and I was going to do that, and I ain't seen none of these blessings you was talking about. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. God do make a lot of promises, but you can't find one time in the Bible where God made a promise and it wasn't contingent upon you doing something. There's not one time in the Bible where God say, hey, I'm just going to give you all these blessings and you can just live your life the way you want to. No. It said, if you're obedient, I'll do this thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're obedient, I'll do this. If you're obedient, I'll bless you with that. Matter of fact, if you even look at David and Saul, when they first had their ordination or they crowning, the Lord always told them, hey, if you're obedient, then I'll bless your kingdom. Your kingdom will prosper. You'll always have a heir on the throne. Saul was supposed to have an heir on the throne for forever. The Lord made him their promise, but he told me he had to be obedient to get it. And he didn't even make it through the first, he only made it through a generation and a half. Whereas David, because of his obedience, I think his is still going according to the word. You know what I'm saying? His heritage is still going, because he said David would always have a man on the throne. So the key to having a strong family, a prosperous family, the key to showing Jesus that you truly love him and that you truly his friend is obedience. So that's your little walk with the word for today. If y'all are liking these and these are helping y'all, you want to see my full sermons, I preach on Facebook Live Monday nights at 7 o'clock. And then I post on my YouTube page. Go to lostsheepministries.com. All of my social sites and outlets and all that, my TikToks and everything is all on that page. Y'all go check that out. So again, I love you guys. Thank y'all for being here. And this has been your little walk for the word. Remember, always watch your back and pray. Peace.